Hello guys. So I'm going to talk about this warp tool. Before I get into it, I'll discuss probably what I'm going to like about it, what I don't think I'm going to like about it. I tried it a while ago, probably already moved forward, but before I get even into this, let me tell you my whole perspective about tools and installations of applications on your workbook, right? On your programming laptop. So I prefer not to install not to install anything. No install unless I really need this tool and use it. I just don't like this is for two reasons. One, I don't like the clutter. I don't like to eat my disk space, etc. The second reason is that tools change over time. Change over time. This means that, let's say you have fallen in love with the tool, you install it, you use it, and then after 1-2 years, another tool comes and you replace it with it. So instead, my recommendation, and you need to learn all the shortcuts, everything, all the messy things with this tool, right? So I suggest not to get into this loop. I suggest to use the bare bones tools that you have with your Mac, and if you install a tool, try to make sure this is a tool you're going to stick with it for years. I don't want to remove the fun from this. Install tools from time to time and try to use them. If you think, but my my assessment of whether I'm going to leave this tool is whether I think I'm going to use it in 5, in 10 years. I don't want to install a tool for 1 year and then to remove it. And in this 1 year, you could have used the standard tools that you already have on your MacBook and get proficient in them and do not need to reinstall this tool, and they would work much faster, consume much less memory, giving you more memory for what you need. Okay, so this is my whole perspective. And this is probably why I currently did not reinstall this. So this is, don't get me wrong, this looks like a great tool, but, and I know that people use it. Okay, so what is warp? Warp. So this is a terminal. You see that they said to themselves, we have terminals, right? We have MacBook terminal, which I'm fine with, but I eventually got to use iTerm 2. I don't like very much the fact that I use iTerm 2 because it's slower than the native terminal. But there are some things, and I see that I already use it for years. Get along with it. Let's continue with iTerm 2. I'm not going to move to anything else. Unless it's something dramatic, super dramatic, right? So Warp allows you here to have a bunch of ready-made terminals, sessions that you have. You see that it splits the screen into sections. This is nice to have, right? Nice to have. So it's taking the command line into the next level. The question is whether you need it, right? So you see when you do a git branch, then it would suggest to you. So I have these suggestions because I use FZF and I use the Sage. I kind of have this. I don't really need this. I do git branches and I have some commands to get recent branches, or for IntelliJs. For IntelliJ, you can also type command A and then recent branches would give you this. And I use heavily IntelliJ, so I don't need this, but this is very nice. So it would complete and let you see your command, basically a very nicer command line, right? And they said that they wrote it in Rust, so it's like almost native and supposed to be fast. Um, yeah, so they say here, never Google for a command because we know with all the AI, it would suggest to you things. I find myself going to the single tool that I use. Let's say I use GitHub Copilot. If I need to complete something or learn about something, I go to it. I don't need two tools. But this is also very nice. So the question is, how much does it cost? I mean, this RAP AI. So we go to the pricing here, and we see that they have a free version for users, up to 3 members, free, totally free, but you get RAP AI with up to 40 requests per user per month. And if you pay $22, you get 20 requests per user per month. Okay, so this was the AI. Drive, spaces to keep your terminal workflows, organize how to remember commands in your terminal so you can find them. So I find them with FZF, right? I hit Control R and I get my most useful commands. But this is like for, I don't want to say for less tech savvy, because also tech savvy can benefit from it. But it's nice. It's nice to have some useful commands here. I prefer to have my useful commands with FZF on the terminal. It's faster for me. And you can change the themes. I can also change my theme. It's a good tool, right? It's a good tool. But for me, personally, I didn't get yet enough benefits to replace my existing tools. And I tried it a little. I know of people that I work with that use it. They like it. For me, I for now stick with ITER 2, but don't get me wrong, this is an amazing tool. I mean, if I had this idea and to do this, to be able to execute this is just brilliant. They saw that the terminal today can be made much better, right? Why? You see, it's becoming like a real application. They said, why only tech savvy need to use the terminal? We need to make it more accessible, and they did it. I think they have a great execution. Look how they save some workflow here. This is beautiful. I mean, right? This is beautiful interface. It looks amazing. So this was RAP. If you want your terminal to be more user-friendly, you can use it. If you want to do it like me, then just install FZF and ZSH and all my ZSH, and you'll get most of it, basically.